In a small sun-drenched village nestled among rolling green hills lived a young potter named Arav. His hands, though naturally skilled and gentle with the clay, seemed to carry a touch of misfortune. Every single pot he shaped on his wheel, every delicate piece he so carefully fired in his kiln ended up with a tiny hairline crack or with colors that would fade into a disappointing dullness. His workshop, usually a place of creation, had become a quiet testament to his struggles, its shelves filled with imperfect pots that no one wanted to buy. The other potters in the village, whose shops were full of bright, flawless wares, would often shake their heads as they passed by. Some would whisper just loud enough for him to hear, "Maybe this work isn't for you," their words chipping away at his already fragile confidence. Arav felt the heavy weight of defeat settle upon him like the fine layer of clay dust that covered everything in his workshop. His profits were low and his spirit was even lower. One afternoon, as the warm sun cast long, lazy shadows across his floor, Arav decided he had had enough. He could not bear to look at these reminders of his shortcomings another day. With a heavy heart, he began clearing out the corner where he kept his rejected creations. As he moved a particularly crooked pot, he noticed something completely unexpected. Tucked away from sight, this pot had a large, deep crack running down its side. And from that very crack, a tiny, vibrant green plant was pushing its way with quiet determination towards the sunlight. The pot had been collecting rainwater, and in its brokenness, it had become a source of life. Arav stared at it for a long, silent time. A thought bloomed in his mind, as bright and hopeful as the little plant itself. If something so broken could still help life grow, then maybe, just maybe, he could too. That single simple thought changed everything. Arav returned to his potter's wheel the next morning, not with a sense of dread, but with a quiet, gentle curiosity. He stopped seeing his mistakes as failures that defined him. Instead, they became his teachers. A crack taught him about the clay's limits, showing him when it was too dry or too wet. A faded color guided him to experiment with new glazes, mixing minerals in ways he had never dared before. He began to work patiently, not forcing the clay into a shape, but listening to it, feeling its response under his fingertips. He started treating his creations and, more importantly, himself with a newfound kindness. On days when he sold nothing, he didn't despair. He would simply sit with a warm cup of tea, admire the little plant in the cracked pot, and remind himself that growth, real growth, always takes time. Slowly, his work began to transform. His pots were still not perfect in the traditional sense, but they were now full of a unique character. Each one told a story of trial, learning, and patience. One day, a traveler passing through the village happened to visit his shop. She was an artist herself and was tired of seeing the same flawless, mass-produced pottery everywhere. In Arav's little shop, she found something truly different. She saw the profound beauty in the imperfections, the soul in each unique design. She bought several pieces and spoke enthusiastically about the young potter with the pots that had a story to tell. Word began to spread, and soon Arav's little shop was buzzing with people who appreciated his art not for its perfection, but for its heart. Arav's success wasn't a secret technique or a magic formula. When people asked him how he turned things around, he would smile and point to the little plant now thriving in its cracked home on his windowsill. He would explain, "I stopped fighting my problems and started learning from them." A positive mindset doesn't make life easy overnight. It changes you from the inside, and that, in turn, changes everything around you.